Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Trunks pushed his strength to record-breaking levels, but the Saiyan's bulky muscles made him too slow to land a decent punch, giving Cell the advantage. Down, but not out, Trunks got back on his feet and was ready to go another round, but Cell had other plans in mind.
How did you get so strong? I can't believe you developed those fighting skills in such a short time. If I gave you more time, could you get stronger?
Maybe. Why do you want to know?
Because there is going to be a tournament. Each member of your team may challenge me. I will fight them one-on-one. It should be very entertaining.
Cell has allowed the young Saiyan to live, but now he must take part in a deadly tournament to decide the course of the future. The countdown begins today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Cell left Trunks with an unusual announcement. The android plans to revive the World Martial Arts Tournament. With his body and ego badly bruised, the young Saiyan returned to his friends to bear the ominous message. Word of the tournament was greeted with shock and suspicion. Who could trust a seemingly unbeatable android that is bent on destroying the world?
Okay, but I am.
Only I can beat Cell.
There is little time to prepare, so the fighters better make it count. Because if Cell gets his way, these days just might be their last. The competition is set to begin in 10 days, but Cell has yet to reveal the location of his terrifying tournament. He's been busy carving up the landscape, building the perfect battleground to put his enemies to rest. Cell is ready to go public with the location of his tournament, but the question is, will he be playing by his own rules?
Yes, that will do just fine. It should be large enough. And now, to get the word out.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Cell took to the airwaves to announce his malicious plan.
Martial Arts Tournament exactly 9 days from today. Bring me your best fighters and I will face them one by one. If I am not defeated, the Earth belongs to me.
Viewers worldwide could do little more than stare into their television screens, hoping to wake up from this horrible dream. But unfortunately, the nightmare is real. Today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Gohan finally returned from their year of training, and Goku traveled to the tournament grounds to size up his competition. It was a tense moment on the soon-to-be battlefield as the two superpowers butted heads.
So leave everyone else out of this until we meet in the ring. Agreed?
And that fight is just 9 days away.
Well then, Goku. You've just made my little match even more interesting.
Well, if I were to fight him right now, I'm pretty confident that he would beat me into the ground.
He can still use the hyperbolic time chamber once more.
Gohan and I don't need a turn.
What?
There's still 9 days left, so I think we'll just train outside until then.
You're not serious!
Goku means business, but with just 9 days left until the tournament begins, he had better be ready to take on Cell. What could be the secret to his confidence? Find out today. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Gohan headed home after completing their training in the hyperbolic time chamber. Elsewhere, Cell was doing his own training to prepare for the approaching martial arts tournament. As Vegeta quarreled with the others over who would get to train in the hyperbolic time chamber, Goku decided to take a different approach.
Let's get your mom and go on home. We'll have some time to relax there. I figure we'll have 3 days of rest, plus 3 days of training, and then 3 more days of rest before the tournament.
Hey, Dad, Can I ask you something? Well, I just want to know. Do you think we have a chance to beat Cell?
Hey, let's not worry about all that right now. We've got 9 days. Let's kick back for a while.
And so Goku's unusual training program began.
Gosh, how nice.
The Super Saiyan stomachs have been filled, and now it's time for Gohan to do his chores. Today, on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, an old foe from Goku's past resurfaced and was terrorizing some of the local villagers. Little did he know, a special guest was among the villagers that day.
Say what? What happened? I happened. That's what.
Meanwhile, in the hyperbolic time chamber, Piccolo was a little short on training partners, so he used his patented split form technique to get the ball rolling. It was Piccolo versus Piccolo, Namek versus Namek, in a raging battle that would end up in a stalemate.
Beat Cell, I know you can do it. Huh? I know you'll both be there. At the big tournament, right?
Goodbye, Gohan! Come back and see us soon!
And so, with only 8 days left until the start of the tournament, our heroes headed home with thoughts of good food, relaxing in the sunshine, and enjoying every moment they had left together to the fullest. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Gohan struggled to adapt their incredible Super Saiyan strength to life at home.
You gotta control it, like me. Watch this, see?
But when you're used to holding planet-conquering tyrants in your grip, everyday life can be tricky. With Cell's deadly tournament only days away, Goku was determined to enjoy the simpler things in life. Family ties were strengthened as Chi-Chi held a party for Gohan's 11th birthday. It was a time to share laughs and memories. Dark days lie ahead, and Goku's family and friends are spending this precious time in the best possible way. Together. Now, can our heroes find the strength to beat Cell and restore the planet's peace? Find out today. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the royal military set out to vanquish Cell with good old-fashioned firepower.
Guns ready!
But if there's anything the people of Earth should have learned by now, it's that you can't destroy supervillains with normal military muscle. And after letting the soldiers have their fun, the devilish android arranged for some amusement of his own.
Judging from your silence, I'd say it's my turn now.
And all the while, Goku listened helplessly through the radio.
Cell, no!
With quick, horrid precision, Cell turned the battlefield into a graveyard. It was a massacre that the soft-hearted Goku couldn't bear. Determined to bring Cell's victims back to life, Goku announced a wild plan. Bring back the Dragon Balls. Hoping to recruit a new guardian from the survivors of Namek, Goku called on King Kai for help. Does this goofy teacher know the location of the Nameks? Find out today.
Goku?
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku journeyed into space and brought back a friend, Dende. Taking over Kami's position as Guardian of Earth, the young Namek didn't waste any time. His first task, a new set of Dragon Balls. By restoring the dragon, Goku hopes to bring back all the people killed during Cell's violent rampage. Now all he has to do is find the Dragon Balls. And as history has shown, that can be a painful task.
Only 5 more.
But he had better make it quick, because the evil Cell is growing impatient.
How boring. I should not have given them this long.
And the tournament is coming soon. Now, get ready for today's episode of Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, as the new guardian of the Earth, Dende quickly created a new dragon and thus brought back the shining powers of the Dragon Balls. As a result, our heroes could bring back all the people killed by Cell. But first, Goku had to zap around the world to collect all 7. And after a troublesome run-in with a goofy gangster and his hired killer, the robotically enhanced General Tao, Goku's journey was almost complete. He'd gathered up 6 of the 7 Dragon Balls and was on his way to find the last.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, all right. I've got all 7 Dragon Balls.
Meanwhile, back at Kami's lookout, a handful of the other fighters were spending their last few moments in preparation. Trunks continued to train his body, while much to Krillin's astonishment, Gohan and Dende chose instead to train their minds with homework. But time is quickly running out. Cell has been waiting days on end for his martial arts tournament, and it begins in less than 1 hour. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the fighters began to gather for the start of Cell's tournament. And who better to arrive first but world-famous champion of show, Mr. Satan. And he was quick to announce his plans. Cell was not amused.
Hey, Cell, get a load of this one!
While Mr. Satan and his announcer's sidekick continued their moronic taunts, Vegeta appeared at ringside. And judging from his cold expression, he was determined to make up for his last defeat. Next to land was the newly rebuilt Android 16, and the others were soon to follow. Flying in close formation, it was an impressive entrance that had even Cell reacting, as he saw for the first time all the competition he would be up against. And as far as Cell was concerned, only one question remained. Who would fight him first? Goku seemed like a shoo-in, but the hard-headed Mr. Satan was quick to demonstrate that he would start things off. Goku and his friends were baffled, but a choice must quickly be made. Because, as Cell has made it clear, it's time. The fight begins today. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Misfit Cavalry arrived. Leaping from their bedazzled pink helicopter, Mr. Satan's top 2 students entered the Cell games to fight in their master's place. First came the graceful and self-proclaimed ladies' man, Karoni. He launched into the air with his signature Beautiful Flying Rose attack. And with a little boost from Cell's energy, it was indeed a finishing move for Karoni. Next was Muscle Man Piroshki, who charged Cell with his prize move, the Megaton Bull Crusher. But without lifting a finger, Cell bowled over the bulbous fighter with a mere exertion of his energy. That's 2 for Cell, none for planet Earth. Annoyed by his students' slip-ups, Mr. Satan stepped in to settle the score. It was time for the world champion of martial arts to show his stuff. With Mr. Satan's mouth finally shut, Cell could actually begin the tournament he'd intended.
Tournament underway. Who will be first? Will it be Goku to start things off?
Goku, who had been anxiously waiting for his chance to square off with Cell, had only one thing to say.
Let's do it.
At last, the main event has come. In one corner, the biological android created only to destroy. And in the other, the greatest hero the Earth has ever known. The fight begins today.
Kamehameha!
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, as the first competitor in the Cell game, Goku came out swinging, but everything he threw at the slippery serpent Cell, including the Kamehameha wave attack, had no effect. And a behind-the-back sneak attack only made Cell more psychotic. So much so that he nearly polished the Super Saiyan off with a series of power-packed punches. Still in the game and determined to beat the beast in battle, Goku carefully planned his next attack. But Cell's uncanny ability to anticipate every one of his moves stifled any chance of a strategy.
Was just their warm-up?
Well, it looks like they're gonna fight for real.
While a worldwide audience watched in horror, the two warriors stood their ground, stoned-faced and silent, making it impossible to know what was really on their minds. Now it's time for Goku to pull out all the stops. He's got to use his Super Saiyan powers to topple that Titan of Terror, Cell. They both possess incredible power, but it's going to take brains as well as brawn to win this competition. Cell's passion for inflicting pain makes him a fearsome force to fight against, and to him, defeating Goku would be the ultimate prize. When these two clash again, only one of them will be left standing. Which one will it be? Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Cell games continued, moving into the most furious fighting yet. Goku's Super Saiyan powers were put to the test, and he passed with flying colors. To everyone's surprise, his awesome power could barely be contained in Cell's tournament ring. Not to be outdone, Cell went into battle mode after a quick warm-up. The biomechanical menace was determined to show the whole world that he could finally crush Goku and all the other challengers. With unimaginable strength and an array of stolen fighting techniques at his disposal, Cell has become a truly fearsome foe. But Goku is no rookie, and he too was radiating with pure fighting energy. As the two figures squared off, one thing was certain: the Rumble would not be one to miss. After an intense exchange, Cell fired a Kamehameha wave big enough to destroy the planet. But Goku diverted the blast upward and used his instant transmission to save himself at the last moment, letting the attack fly safely into outer space. Back on the ground, Goku ended Cell's strong offensive with a kick, leaving the never-ending match at a standoff once again. And leaving the vicious Cell with a question he had to have answered.
I want you to tell me how you are able to disappear and reappear.
It's my new technique. Instant transmission.
Cell may not have instant transmission, but he does have incredible speed. And now, he's more determined than ever to prove his perfection.
Am I too fast for you, Goku?
The fight between Goku and Cell is approaching its final round. Today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Cell had a surprise for Goku.
You almost fell out of the ring. If you had, I would have been declared the winner of this little match of ours.
Huh?
Is the game too hard for you? Should I make it easier? Perhaps this will make things more interesting.
In a reckless move, the genetically engineered villain destroyed his own ring so that he could fight Goku without any boundaries. And so, across the desert landscape, the battle waged on. Cell's attack was relentless, but the valiant Super Saiyan matched the attack blow for blow. It seemed the fighters had been thrown into a stalemate, and the bout would last forever. But after dodging a string of lethal blasts, Goku unveiled a daring new strategy. Soaring high into the air, he gathered up tremendous energy for his most famous move, the Kamehameha wave, and aimed it directly at the Earth. Cell was quick to call Goku's bluff, knowing that he wouldn't risk firing the blast and exploding the entire planet. But Goku had something else in mind.
No, he wouldn't!
At the last moment, Goku used his instant transmission technique to appear below Cell and deliver the bang before the vile android could put up his guard. Goku has scored a direct hit. Is this the final blow that will win the tournament and rid the Earth of Cell? Find out today. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku demonstrated his might by unleashing a powerful attack that left Cell's body almost completely disintegrated. Unfortunately for our hero, the resilient Cell proved once again that, when dealing with him, almost just isn't good enough. Thanks to the regenerative powers that he inherited from Piccolo, Cell was able to restore his body and continue the fight. Cell closed in for the kill, but Goku still had more to give. And in an explosive outburst, he let loose a furious volley that stopped the android in his tracks. But Goku's advantage was fleeting, for with only a minimum of effort, Cell was able to reduce the Super Saiyan's massive onslaught to a harmless fireworks display. The situation was bleak. Clearly unable to put a dent in Cell's impenetrable armor, Goku, the Earth's last shining hope, was left with only one option.
You win, Cell. I give up.
Is this the end for the Earth? Has Goku really surrendered to the diabolical monster? Find out today. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Goku's battle with Cell came to a stunning conclusion. But the Cell games were far from over. The fighters waited with bated breath as Goku prepared to name the next challenger. Someone he claimed would put the evil android down for good. But who could it be?
That someone is you, son.
Gohan.
Ridiculous.
Has Goku lost his mind?
What do you say, son? Go out there and win this one for me, okay?
It seemed our hero was asking the impossible, but young Gohan was determined.
Okay, Dad. I'll do it.
With a dazzling display, the pint-sized Super Saiyan took the Cell games by storm, unleashing incredible energy that far surpassed anyone's expectations. Well, almost anyone. Frustrated by Gohan's extraordinary abilities, Cell's attacks appeared to grow increasingly out of control.
Well, I'm impressed. You're pretty fast, aren't you? What do you say we try speeding things up a notch?
But the vile creature quickly regained his handle on the situation, and soon had the rest of the Z-Fighters fearing the worst.
He's losing. Don't you even care? Huh? Goku, if you don't do something right now, Gohan is gonna die!
Does this brave young warrior really stand a chance against Cell? Get ready to find out today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the match between Cell and Gohan opened with a bang as Cell released a merciless assault on the 11-year-old powerhouse. And onlookers began to question if Goku's confidence in his son was well-deserved, as the young boy refused to fight back.
Goku, you fool! We told you this would happen, we told you! But you just wouldn't listen to us!
Not so fast, Piccolo. Can't you sense his energy? He's fine.
With an explosive re-entrance, Gohan showed that he'd endured the android's attack with only minor scrapes and bruises. Clearly, Gohan had the potential to defeat Cell, but the boy did not want to fight, afraid of what his own powers would do.
I've gotten much stronger, and if I were to lose control, there's really no telling how powerful I might become. And there's no telling what kind of damage a power like that might cause.
Well, your story didn't work, but you have given me something to work for. You see, Gohan, this hidden power of yours intrigues me, and now that I know about it, I'm determined to see it for myself!
Cell is thirsty for a fight, and his curiosity is aroused. Now that he knows about Gohan's power, Cell will not stop until this hidden beast is uncaged. Playing with Gohan is like playing with dynamite, but detonation is exactly what Cell wants. Just how far will he go? What vicious tactics will he employ to light this Saiyan's fuse?
Well then, it looks like I might actually get through to you yet.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Cell became obsessed with a new goal. Having learned of Gohan's incredible dormant power, he was now determined to bring it out. It was a painful process of trial and error as the mighty Cell made several varied attempts. Trapping Gohan in a powerful deathlock, Cell tried to lure the boy's power with a heavy treatment of pain.
Do it!
Goku had been confident of his son's ability ever since they stepped out of the hyperbolic time chamber. But as the Saiyan hero watched his son being tortured on the battlefield, he realized he had made a mistake. He would have to step in and stop Cell himself. But beating Goku to the punch was the silent giant android 16, whose attempt to stop Cell was quickly shattered, along with his metal body. And seeing Gohan's reaction to the android's death gave Cell a new strategy.
So, Gohan, we still haven't gotten you mad. Let's try some friendly persuasion.
And then the unthinkable happened. Cell spawned from his tail 7 miniature versions of himself to attack the Z-Fighters, with the hopes that watching his friends in pain would cause Gohan to unleash his hidden strength.
Now, my dear children, those 7 on the cliff are your enemies. Give them pain. Kill them if it makes you happy. Up to it!
How will Goku and the others fare against these frightening creatures? Will this be the key to triggering Gohan's power? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z! On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, the wicked Cell Juniors drove our heroes straight into the dirt. Enduring hit after brutal hit, the powerful Z-Fighters were beaten and broken, left to die in the lonely desert ring. Not even Piccolo or the Super Saiyans could turn back the dreadful attackers. With a painful gasp of realization, Goku began to think he'd been wrong about his son. And through all the horror, Gohan watched.
Now take your anger and feed off of it before it's too late for your friends.
Meanwhile, Mr. Satan showed a sliver of courage as he answered the bodiless 16's plea and threw him into the battle. For the exploded android had one last message for the young boy.
Gohan, let it go. I do know how you feel, Gohan, but it is not a sin to fight for the right cause, for there are those who words alone will not reach. Let it go.
And then, with a swift and fatal step, 16's head was crushed before Gohan's eyes. And the light of the gentle android faded.
Yet another fighter you could have saved.
Before his death, 16 asked Gohan to protect all the life he loved, to let go of his restraints and fight. And now he will. If there was a button to press, Cell has pressed it. If there was a final wall, Cell has torn it down. For the gentleness in Gohan has flown away, and the power has awoken. Today on Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, finally pushed to his limit by Cell's evil antics, Gohan was able to restrain himself no longer. In an awesome explosion of energy, Gohan's power raged to the surface and left the other Z fighters gasping in its wake. Even the impish Cell Juniors were frozen in fear as they witnessed the event Goku had predicted from the start. That's right. At long last, the sleeper had awakened. Gohan was reborn.
Cell, I can never forgive you for what you've done.
At last, you've come out of hiding. Now the game will really get exciting.
But Gohan had no more time for words. He snapped into action and in a flash recovered the stolen senzu beans from Cell. Then, the mighty young Super Saiyan set his sights on the 7 Cell Juniors still on the loose. As Goku watched his son with pride, Gohan taught the pesky Cell Juniors what it was like to take on someone their own size. And in no time at all, Gohan had ground every one of the devilish dwarfs into dust.
Here, pass these around, Trunks.
Sure.
Now that Gohan's friends are out of immediate danger, the valiant young warrior has turned his attention to the source of all this suffering. And as Cell braces himself for the conflict to come, Gohan stands the calm center of the raging storm, a look of deadly determination in his eyes. Don't miss the ultimate showdown today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the battle between Cell and Gohan raged on, and Gohan demonstrated that his powers had transcended those of any other Super Saiyan.
Don't get too confident, for I have yet to show you, young warrior, what I'm truly capable of.
Can it?
Confronted with an opponent of overwhelming strength, Cell was forced to reveal the full extent of his power. Until now, the evil android had been holding back, but against Gohan's awesome abilities, he had no choice but to pull out all the stops. Cell expected to see the fresh-faced challenger turn and run, but the gifted young Super Saiyan stood his ground. Cell attacked with a flurry of fisticuffs that flattened Gohan, but the young fighter was unfazed by his fearsome foe's attack. He returned fire with an iron fist that sent Cell reeling. Gohan was unstoppable. With just 2 punches, the heroic youth put Cell's lights out.
He only had 2 punches that made contact.
Gohan just won it all.
Now Gohan has Cell right where he wants him.
Why am I so damaged?
Will Gohan finally put an end to the Cell games? Last time on Dragon Ball Z, in a desperate attempt to defeat Gohan, Cell prepared to release a deadly Kamehameha wave aimed directly at the Earth.
Ah, here you go. Let's see you try and stop this.
But Gohan stood his ground. At the last moment, Gohan countered Cell's attack with his own more powerful blast, catching the monster off guard and saving the Earth from certain destruction. When the smoke cleared, it was obvious that Gohan's clever tactic had done the trick. Cell was half the cruel creature that he used to be.
I'm going to let him suffer.
But Cell quickly regenerated his lost limbs and bulked himself up to maximum power in an explosion of insane anger.
Boy, you won't defeat me. A worthless Saiyan like you can't compete with me. I am invincible.
Gohan took Cell's words as a challenge and booted the beast in the belly, giving him a monstrous case of indigestion. It was too much for the dastardly demon to handle. His evil appetite came back to haunt him as he lost his lunch and his complete power when he regurgitated the unconscious Android 18. Cell's strength is fading fast. Will Gohan deliver the final blow and end his reign of terror? Today on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z. Realizing that there was no way to beat Gohan, Cell decided to go out with a bang.
I'm gonna blow myself up now. And I'm gonna take you with me. So say goodbye to your precious planet.
No, don't!
What? Blow up the Earth? That's when Goku took matters into his own hands.
Goodbye, my son.
With mere seconds remaining, Goku had to act fast. Using his instant transmission technique, he transported Cell to King Kai's planet, just as the bloated beast popped his top and blew up. Big time. Cell was blown to smithereens, but his detonation also had dire consequences for Goku. King Kai's planet was completely destroyed, along with everything on it. In a bold final move to save the Earth, Goku had made the ultimate sacrifice. But there was little time to mourn the fallen hero. What was that? From out of nowhere, a giant storm cloud arose. Could this be some freak act of nature? I don't think so. Forget the forecast. Even I can predict trouble when I see it.
No, it can't be.
What is that?
He's back.
There was no denying the danger. Gohan and the gang could feel it in the air, but there was little warning for what was about to happen next. Somehow, Cell had survived his own detonation. The demented demon has come back from the great beyond. He's already blasted Trunks. Now he has his sights set on the rest of the Z Warriors. Can the good guys get it together before Cell picks them off one by one? Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Goku said a few quick goodbyes and then used his instant transmission to zap himself and the exploding Cell away from planet Earth. Teleporting Cell to King Kai's planet before the monster self-destructed, Goku managed to save the Earth from certain doom at the cost of his own life. It was a heartbreaking scene for Gohan, who had to watch his father vanish because of his own missed chance at finishing Cell. But Goku and Gohan were not the only father and son split apart by Cell's rampage. Stealing Trunks' life with a deadly blast, Cell made his horrific re-entrance onto Earth. Somehow, he had survived. And with sparks of pure energy shooting from his body, it was clear that the genetically engineered killer was stronger than ever before. This apparent power-up, however, did nothing to stop the enraged Vegeta from assaulting Cell. Yet, despite his newfound passion to avenge his son, the Saiyan Prince could do little against the enemy, and Cell prepared to add Vegeta to his long list of the slain. Now it was Gohan's turn once again as he threw himself in front of the blast. The noble move saved Vegeta, but left one arm lifeless and his energy severely docked. With Gohan badly injured and Cell turbocharged, is there any way for our heroes to win? The battle's end is drawing near.
I will live forever!
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Gohan felt sure he had failed and that the Earth would soon be lost. But then came a voice.
You've got to be joking. Giving up already? Well, that's nothing like the Gohan I know.
Dad, where are you?
Teleporting Cell to King Kai's planet before the monster self-destructed, Goku managed to save the Earth from certain doom at the cost of his own life.
Trust yourself, Gohan. It may feel like Cell weakened you, but what's really draining all your strength is your own doubt.
Okay, it's all starting to become clear now, Dad. I only have one arm, but that's all I need.
Revitalized by his father's vote of confidence, Gohan buckled down for one last run, powering up to fire Goku's own choice technique, the deadly Kamehameha wave. The two explosive fighters have taken their stances, with power levels shooting far beyond anything the Earth has ever seen. It's the final shootout between giants, and one thing is for sure, only one will survive the day. On the last Dragon Ball Z, Gohan and Cell threw all their remaining power into a titanic showdown. Both fighters struggled, unable to secure the upper hand, but in a most unexpected move, Vegeta jumped to the young warrior's aid, distracting Cell long enough for Gohan to unleash his deepest final power. A power that eradicated every trace of the genetically engineered monster, down to his wicked core. Dr. Giro's hateful creation, after crossing through space and time to torment the planet, has finally been destroyed. But the cost of victory was high. Now, can our heroes clean up the damage Cell has left in his wake? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z. On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Dende used the newly remodeled Dragon Balls to summon a new and improved Eternal Dragon. The scaly green Titan now had the power to grant 2 wishes instead of 1. It was a bargain for ball gatherers that couldn't be refused. And while the Earth's special forces were seeking to restore life above, a shameless opportunist was taking all the credit for their victory down below. What a bunch of suckers! And what a turkey.
Who loves me?
Meanwhile, the wish to restore Cell's victims back to life was granted, and the others realized that a special trip to see Purunga could bring Goku back as well. But he had other plans.
Hey, don't I get a say in this? As a Saiyan baby, I was sent to Earth to destroy it. And unfortunately, it's kind of like I've been fulfilling that mission all along. So I'm gonna stay here now. I don't really mind. King Kai says I can get special treatment because I saved Earth and all. I'll be able to keep my body, and from what I hear, there's lots of interesting people to meet. It'll be fun. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I appreciate your feelings towards me, but you'll have to find something else to wish for. This is my home now.
Dad!
You all better take notes of everything that happens in your life, because when they're through, I'll want to hear all about them. Until then, bye.
And so their beloved Goku, who had been both savior and friend, decided to continue his life beyond the mysterious frontier known as death. But those who know Goku know that he will be watching. Always and forever. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, under the guidance of his master and father, Gohan was able to reach radical new depths and unleash a power that had no rival. Cell could only look on with horror as the tides turned, his evil vision and his body disintegrating right before his very eyes. It was the mother of all energy waves, as beautiful as it was deadly. A good omen that signaled a time of new beginnings on planet Earth. But instead of donning their party hats, the Earth's special forces celebrated by summoning the Eternal Dragon, which, thanks to Dende, could now grant 2 wishes instead of 1. The first wish was easy.
Please revive all those on Earth who were killed by Cell.
So be it.
O death, where is thy victory? O grave, where is thy sting? And when it was time to try to bring Goku back with the second wish, the Super Savior said thanks, but no thanks. It was time for a change, to move on and face new frontiers. A new generation on Earth was arising, and the groundwork had already been laid. His work was complete. Trunks was ready to set sail on his new adventure as well. After finding a group of true friends and the power to set things right in the future, it was time to head for home.
Gohan.
Later, man!
Bye, Trunks. See you guys.
Goku and King Kai have begun their journey to the other world. What is this mysterious place? And what will our adventurers find when they get there? Join us next time on Dragon Ball Z.